Hey guys, I am back with another project for Inner Creativity Shop. Today I'm going to be working on this fun shadow box using this acrylic piece that says Forever Love, along with some little bits, using almost all the rest of my parts out of this pack of like acrylic confetti. I'm not exactly sure which direction this is going to go. I've kind of picked out some papers that match my picture, match my acrylic pieces. I'll be honest, I don't really remember where they're from. I think this is Maggie Holmes, and this is super old. Might even be October afternoon or something like that. But I have a couple of random playing cards here that I'm going to do some mixed media on and kind of layer it behind everything. So we shall see how it goes. Stick with me. So I start off by distressing my photo and my playing cards. I use some sandpaper on the photo, and then I go around the edge with this thread cutter. And I sandpaper the playing cards because if I do any inking on it, it's just gonna kind of wipe off because playing cards are so slick. After that, I layer up my photo on the wood grain pattern paper and distress it as well. Off camera, I sewed around the edges of the plaid paper, and I'm just making sure it'll fit because it's a little tight right now, but I know that if I go around and distress it more, it's gonna slide right down into there. Next, I go around the edges with my Distress Oxide ink in Walnut Stain, again, just to make it look a little bit more vintage. On the playing cards, I am using, I think it's called Pesto, and the other color is Espresso from Dina Winkley. But for some reason, when it reacted to the cards, they turned more of a blue color, but that's okay, it's still kind of in my color palette. Next, I'm painting my box. I'm watering down my paint. That's what this green stuff is. It's actually just water, just so it looks all stained. Alrighty, so I have my box painted now. I used some brown acrylic paint, and I kind of watered it down and used it like a stain. I guess there was some black on the back of my box, so when I went to do the side, I got some black on there, but I kind of like the way it turned out. It gave it another kind of distressed layer in there. I have some butterflies that I fussy cut from a Maggie Holmes paper. I can't even remember what collection that's from. It's just been in a box of little bits that I have, and I totally forgot about it actually. So I'm going to try to use some of these guys in there. These are just pieces of craft foam that my son, it's actually floor foam, like those jigsaw puzzle foam pieces. He made something out of it and had a bunch of little pieces, so I'm going to use those to really layer things up and give dimension to all this. I have some lace. I have fake, or it's not fake moss, it's Spanish moss. It's from the dollar store. Some old netting that I've been using in different things. It's just a little ripped off piece. So we'll see how this all goes, because I think it's all gonna pop really nicely against all the acrylics. And then I took one of the Valentine's Day sequins mixes. It's so much fun, so many little bits in there, and some bigger chunks like the pearls, some flat rhinestones, and then some gem shapes too. So I pull one of those out, put it on top right there. Super pretty, along with all these teeny tiny hearts and stars. So much fun. So I put that in a little glass jar. I added the black glass beads just to add some darkness, because there is a lot of dark colors in the stuff I'm using, and this little shaker mix is pretty bright, so I wanted to kind of go back and match the acrylic confetti pieces that I have and just make it a little bit darker. I love the way it all looks together. I can't believe that how well everything is mixing with some, like I said, some of the stuff in my stash. I have these butterflies, and they're just like the perfect color to go with the Forever Love piece. So we're gonna match all this, or layer all this stuff up with the cards that I distressed. I curled them and cut them down so they'd fit a little bit better when I'm layering. But I think it's gonna look pretty cool. Let's get going. So first things first, I am gluing my background down. I love the way it came out, added some splatters on there. Next, I am just adding chunks of that foam with some hot glue. I use hot glue, some Aleene's glue, and also some E6000 today because I'm just using, a couple of different mediums. I want to make sure everything sticks really well. I added some of that moss to the corner there. I have my king card just poking out. I started working on my next layer and totally forgot about the queen card, so I had to stick her on down. So I trimmed it up a little bit so it would fit in between those foam pieces, and then glued that down as well. After it was glued down, you could kind of see some of the foam pieces sticking up above up there, but I wasn't really that concerned because I'm going to add some more moss, which I should have done before I added my photo, or I should have used a different glue than the hot glue to put my photo down so I'd have some more time to move it around. But I stuffed some of the moss up in behind there and stuffed the thread from the paper back behind the photo as well. Next, I was working on my Forever Love piece. I wanted it to stand up above everything, so I took this little dowel that I painted black and I cut 2 little pieces off of it and used the E6000 to glue the dowel to the acrylic, and then I used hot glue to do the dowels to the box. Adding in some more of that moss there, kind of hide the dowels, and more layering. I think it looks really nice and woodsy. It goes with our photos super well. So I'm kind of working out placement for the bottles. That little netting I'm just gluing down to the bottom of the photo. I'm using both E6000 and hot glue on the glass bottles just to make sure they stick to everything. I don't want them falling and moving somehow. I will admit putting down the Forever Love was a little tricky, just because the E6000 wasn't drying as fast as I wanted it to. So I kind of stuck it to the back and figured out how the dowels were going to attach to the box, and then let it come off of that so I could hot glue the dowels in place. And then I'm hot gluing just the sides of the letters to the box. I'm going to scrape off the extra glue with that razor, and then the dowels are now hot glued to the box, and then E6000 to the words. I hope that makes sense. So they're propping everything up so the Forever Love isn't really resting on anything. Next, I'm trying to figure out where I want my acrylic hearts to go. I love the contrast they give to everything, how perfectly black those little ones are and how bright white the bigger ones here. On that heart, I'm using both some E6000 and some hot glue because I'm gluing it to the moss as well as the glass bottle, and I wasn't sure how well it was going to stick to the glass bottle with just hot glue. I'm doing the same thing to the second bottle in white heart. The brown bottle was actually clear when I got it, and I just used some alcohol markers to color it. And now I'm affixing all my butterflies using some hot glue, making sure their wings still prop up and they look a little floaty. Alrighty guys, so this is how it turned out. I ended up not doing any of the lace or the the word strips or paper bits, just because I really like the way my background paper came out, so I didn't want to cover up that too much and make it too busy in there. I have a bunch of photos from this day, so I can always print up more, make more of these boxes, and make like a little gallery of them. And that idea that I had of using the skewers painted black to hold that up was awesome, because now it looks like it's floating there, but it's really secure. My bits still move around in there, and I love how much you can see in that sequins mix. This whole project was so much fun. Every layer was so much fun to put together. So right now, everything in the Inner Creativity shop is 25% off if you're still watching this in March 2024. So go check out her shop. There's so much cute stuff in there for spring right now. A bunch of Easter bits, and then of course all these Valentine's Day stuff is still in there. So go check out all the sequins, all the acrylics. The big titles are so much fun, and see what you can make. Have a wonderful crafty day, guys. Later.